So you've probably heard the terms off-market or private exclusive thrown around in real estate, right? It sounds pretty slick, doesn't it? Like you're getting a peek at some secret menu. But what if I told you that secret menu is actually designed to cost you a whole lot of money? Let's pull back that curtain and see what's really going on. This. This quote right here is the heart of our explainer today. It's a bold statement, I know, but it suggests that we're not moving forward at all. In fact, we might be going backward. You know, the story you're being sold is all about curated buyers and this premium VIP service. But if you look just a little closer, what if the real product being sold here isn't the house at all, but your own financial leverage? Let's unpack that. To really get what's happening to the market, we first have to look at where it's been. Because you see, what's happening right now isn't some brand new innovation. Nope. It's a deliberate U-turn back to an old, really inefficient system. And this slide just perfectly captures that shift. I mean, before the internet and the multiple listing service, the MLS, finding a house was an absolute nightmare. Information was stuck in binders in different offices. The open MLS changed literally everything. It created a transparent, competitive marketplace that was good for everybody. It was, without a doubt, a revolution for you, the consumer. So, okay, if the open market was such a huge leap forward, why on earth would anyone want to go back? Well, it turns out this isn't random. This whole shift is following a predictable pattern, a playbook we have seen time and time again in other industries. It's structural, and believe it or not, it's happening right on schedule. Just look at this arc right here. It starts with a messy, fragmented market. Then, boom, a transparency revolution helps consumers. But then, the very platform that created that solution gets powerful enough to start changing the rules for its own benefit. And that leads to new walls, new fragmentation, then consolidation, until finally, you're left with just a few giants in charge. And this is a perfect illustration of that playbook in action. Remember this? The government broke up the giant phone monopoly to create competition. And it worked for a while. But then those little baby bells just started gobbling each other up until, well, we ended up right back where we started, with just 3 companies controlling almost everything. And here is the crucial connection. Real estate isn't at the end of this story. We are right here, in the middle of it. We are in that baby bells stage where all these regional players are building their own walled gardens and refragmenting the very market we all worked so hard to open up. So how is this actually happening? I mean, what are these specific mechanisms, and who are the players building these new digital walls right now? Well, it all kicked off with what seemed like a small policy change. This 2024 amendment created these legal loopholes, things called office exclusives and delayed marketing, which basically gave brokerages the green light to keep listings off the open market and share them only within their own private clubs. And this is where it gets absolutely wild. Redfin, a company that built its entire brand on transparency, did a complete 180. After getting bought by Rocket Mortgage, they partnered up with Compass to show the exact same private listings their former CEO had so passionately promised to block. This just shows you how fast the incentives can change when consolidation gets going. So what do you actually lose inside these walled gardens? Oh, just the most important stuff. The data points that give you negotiating power, like how long a house has been sitting there, or if the price has been dropped, it all gets systematically stripped away, leaving you totally in the dark. And look, this isn't just about data. It is about your wallet. Let's dig into the very real financial traps that are baked right into these new systems. First up, the lead trap. You see a house you like, you click a button to ask about it, and bam, your information goes straight to the seller's agent. You might tell them your budget or how much you adore the place, and they are legally required to use every word of that to get the highest possible price for their client, the seller, not for you. And next up is the mortgage trap. Oh, they'll offer you a really tempting first-year discount if you use their preferred lender. And this chart shows that discount might save you, what, $3,600? Seems pretty good, right? But what they don't tell you is that data from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau shows that just shopping around with a few other lenders can save you, on average, 10 times that amount, a staggering $36,000 over the life of your loan. And here's the key takeaway. These platforms are all designed to be frictionless, to make it super easy to just click one button. But that friction, that simple act of slowing down, of comparing your options, that's precisely where you save thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, so the system is definitely changing, but that does not mean you're powerless.
In fact, it's the opposite. Knowledge is leverage. So let's arm you with the exact questions you need to ask to protect yourself.
All right, if you're a seller, it really boils down to this. Your number one interest is getting the highest possible price, and that comes from maximum exposure on the open market. The brokerage's interest, on the other hand, might be to keep the deal in-house to grab the full commission and other fees. As you can see, those two goals, they don't always line up.
So if your agent even mentions a private listing, don't just nod along. You need to demand to see the hard data. I'm not talking averages or cherry-picked success stories. I mean, how do private sales on your specific street stack up against open market sales? Make the data tell the real story.
Now, if you're a buyer, here are the crucial questions you have to ask. And the very first one is the most important. Is this home being sold on the open MLS, or is this a private listing?
And if the answer is private, you have to push for the data they've been hiding. You ask them directly, okay, so how long has this property really been for sale inside your network? And have there been any price drops that I'm not seeing?
And finally, before you go any further, you have to ask yourself this critical question. Do I have my own agent? Do I have someone in my corner whose only job, their only fiduciary duty, is to protect my financial interests in this deal? Let's wrap up with a really critical reminder, especially for all you sellers out there. Unlike with streaming services or cell phone companies, the brokerage doesn't own the product. You do. They have absolutely nothing to sell without your home. Your listing is the source of their entire business, and that gives you immense power.
So whether you're buying or selling, the next time you're presented with a choice that seems designed for convenience or exclusivity, just take a moment, slow down, and ask this one simple question. Because the answer will tell you everything you